The reason church today is talk is because we have not seen anything. That's why I told you yesterday, people keep talking, oh, all this power, let's build character. I will tell you 1,000 times, I value character more than power. But the question is, have we seen power? The Bible said, time will fail me to speak of Gideon, to speak of Barak, to speak of Jephthah, to speak of Samson, of David, of Samuel, and the prophet who through faith subdued kingdoms. You know what kingdoms are? In those days, you don't know what a kingdom is. A kingdom is not like what we have today that is porous. In those days, kingdoms were locked behind city walls, fortresses. But the Bible told us Samson showed up and removed the gate of Gaza on his shoulder and climbed a mountain and keep it on top. Do you know what a gate is? A gate in a kingdom is a platform where 100 soldiers can stand on comfortably and 7 war horses can run on it. It's like a wall. He pulled it out on his shoulder and climbed a mountain and dropped it there to show the kingdom that you are weak. If I want, I can kill all of you. Imagine they woke up and they saw the gate of their city on top of the mountain. How did he get there? One man carried it. The Bible spoke about Joshua. He showed up the wall of Jericho that 7 war horses can ride on. He brought the technology, walk around this wall 7 times, once every day for 6 days, and on the 7th day walk around it 7 times and blast the horn, and the wall sank. So what was the vibration? So they knew something about sounds and vibration that can collapse cities, and when they did it, they took over Jericho casually. And we go to cities where there are already 100 churches, we say it's a hard ground. When I read the writings of Moses, I almost wept. A man showed up from the backsides of the wilderness and went to the strongest king in the world and said, God, the God of the Hebrew have sent me. Let my people go that they may serve me. Who is that God that I may serve him? He knew the king was not looking for explanation. He dropped his rod. The rod became a serpent. The magician said, we too can do it. They dropped theirs. Moses' rod swallowed their own. And he carried it up again. It became a staff. That was when the king knew he was doing serious business here. And Moses will come once in a day. If the king refuses, he will point at the Sinai river, at the Nile river, and river will turn to blood. And he will think, oh, he conjured the river. Even the water in the pot at home became blood. He will do, frog will come out. He will do, lies will come out. He will do, darkness will show up. The last time Moses came to Pharaoh and said, you won't see me again. You go and tell Putin that. And then you understand what revival is. Go to Russia and tell Putin that you won't see me again. And see what will happen to you. If your head will still be on your head the next day, then you understand that it's one thing that theologically speaking, the new creation is greater than the prophet. It's another thing experientially speaking, that what the prophets have done, we have not seen it. You go now and tell the American president that if you don't stop LGBTQ, I will do something. And check if you will come back home. But this was what this man did casually. And when Moses eventually took over 4 million men from Israel, from Egypt, he carried them through a river. There were no boats. They crossed on dry ground. The question is, how do you feed them? How do you protect them? What will they wear? And they journeyed in that wilderness for 40 years. In Deuteronomy 29 verse 5, the Bible said, their clothes did not grow old. Their shoe grew with their legs. So the shoe that a 1-year-old child was wearing, he wore until he was 40. The shoe was growing. Moses showed us that provision is not only food, that there is a dimension of power that you carry, that even your clothes will remain new. Meanwhile, we are in churches today that people are dying of cancer, high blood pressure, hypertension. We can't even help their body. Moses had enough power to help their clothes. Moses had enough power to help their shoes. And there was no record that one child was missing. No record. When serpents came to bite them because of their rebellion, Moses created the technology by the wisdom of God and built a brazen serpent. If you are beaten, look up. And they were healed. And you think your God did that thing with men, and you are here saying you are a man of God? We are jokers. We are actually babies of God, because we have not touched reality. This is where hunger comes from. This is where hunger. You know what Gideon said? He said, where is the Lord God of our fathers? We heard of the miracles they did. Where is that God? That was why the guy was burdened, because he saw and heard of miracles that is not seen in his generation. And the angel was calling him mighty man of valor. If you are the one, you will run out and say, even the angel from heaven called me a mighty man. Gideon knew that if you have no dimension to back up your title, you are a joker. Where is the Lord God? And the angel guided him through one of the greatest battles of human history, and victory was wrought. That is revival. That is what triggers hunger in our spirit. Look at the New Testament. Men were healing the sick with their shadow, and then we are praying here, sweating, hugging people, laying hands on them, putting our suit on them, and they are not healed. Is something not wrong? Men were healing people with their handkerchiefs. Demons were screaming out. In our generation, 10 of us, we go to cast out demon from one sister, and we will gather around. We are praying in tongues, acting like warriors of Jesus Christ, and we will pray for one demon for 3 weeks. The demon will go nowhere, and one by one, all of us will escape and leave the sister demonized. Meanwhile, somebody sent handkerchief, he was not there. Demons saw it and began to scream. We heard that Philip was carried by the whirlwind to do his evangelism. Sometimes when I'm about to go to some nations and I'm having visa delays, I start asking myself, for how long are we going to depend on visas? Our ancestors went for missions by whirlwind, and the witches have preserved this dimension. How come we have lost it? How come? If you are initiated in a witch coven today you will start flying. Today. It won't take 1 week to learn it. Today, there's a technology to open the spirit realm for you. We have pastors, apostles, and prophets that the spirit realm is still a Tory. When they have a feeling, they say God is here, and the God that is here cannot do anything that looks like the Bible. When true revival begins, there's hunger. You know what you tell yourself? I will not deceive myself again. If this thing is true, it must happen in my life. That is what will keep you fasting, praying, seeking, and you won't stop until you begin to see it.